Friends, this is Ganesh. Hope you're doing great. Happy to learn together. In this video, I'm going to give how to install or how to make the tool Web IDE is ready for our development. Mostly this is a one-time activity, and if you go for any rental system to practice your UI5 development, so please ask very clearly, I need a system which supports Web IDE on premises. So they will give everything for you. This one-time activity also, they will just take care of it. Okay. Suppose if it is if you're working in a client environment, the basis or administrative people or security people, they will take care of doing the installation for Web IDE on premises for you. Mostly they'll be already in. If not, you can request, you can get it, because you don't have much authorization to download, extract and keep it in the server level, I'm saying. Okay. So this activity is optional for UI5 development, even though because mostly nowadays we don't have our own SAP system in our laptop or desktop. Mostly we prefer for a rental system. So it's very less headache. Everything is ready. Just get a demo system. Make sure these all things are available. At least you are able to create one project and you can run it. So if it is there, then you are good to go. Okay. So but still you should know what are the steps is involved over there. So that's what I want to explain in this session. And I will show you most of the places in my rental system, because everything in place in rental I can't replicate the same. Even I don't have a much authorization to change the host file and everything in the rental part, but I can show you how it's downloaded, how to extract, what are the files we have to make sure before running the Web IDE these are in place. Okay, now let's get into the slides first. So these are things which required at least to begin our UI5 development. You need a JDK version. Feasible is from 7 to 8 version it's fine, but we have latest versions also. And then you need Web IDE on premise. So both you can able to download from a particular website. I mean the product website. This is from Oracle. This is from SAP. You can able to download it. And you have to create an account for your Web IDE account or Web IDE tool. You have to create one account, and I will just walk through the Web IDE once it is ready. I'll walk through how it's look like and how to create a project, how to execute it, what does the Fury template look like, everything. At least the begin of our development, I can just show you some walkthrough on Web IDE on-premise account. And then so these are the website where you are able to get these JDK and Web IDE on-premise account. And mostly if you try your own, you may get some issues here and there, especially the Java JDK version implementation. Maybe you miss some path, and then Web IDE on-premise also. It's not a big issue. You can try. Sometimes you have to try downloading, and we can implementing our own. That is also fine. You can try as well. Okay. I feel that won't give very big issues. It's not a showstopper. You can try. You can Google it. Whatever issues come, you will get a solution then and there. And just try to follow. You're good to go. Okay. And another one is prerequisites before starting your Web IDE is make sure JDK is installed perfectly. And then you have an option to just check the version also in the command prompt. Java version, if you put Java version in the command prompt, it shows what is the version is implemented. And then you have to extract the Web IDE zip folder. This is actually a huge, I believe some MBs, I'm not sure exactly. This file is a huge one because it's Web IDE on premise. We're going to download the on premise Web IDE tool. So once it is downloaded, you have to extract it. That is always a zip folder. You have to extract it. Once you extract, you will find a folder called Eclipse. I will show you that also. Once you open Eclipse, you have a exe file called Orion, ORION. So you have to execute it. It's a reference for an ABAP. Initially in the learning process, the SAP is installed in our own system. We have to start the server. I don't know how many of you worked on it. They called us SAP console management. You have to start the server, then only GUI will start. Once you're done, you have to stop the server. It's a very like I can say like 15 years before. So that what we used is now everything is rental. So just remote system, take it and use it. Okay. So that way you have to run that Orion before the Web IDE starts. Then only Web IDE begins. Otherwise you will get a 404 or some kind of error. And Web IDE is a tool. It works on browser. So don't think you have a different application or the tool window it open. No, it opens only in the browser. Okay, so mostly preferable is a Chrome. So open in the Chrome and you can start working on it. And backend database server details in the host file. So if it is a UFI development, always we need a connectivity between front end and the backend. So the backend system details like simple IP address, what is the name of it, and what is the system ID, those things to be added in the host file. And normally if it is in a rental, even the rental also nowadays we don't have authorization because many people can change anything, so we don't have authorization to change it. But make sure that database server is added in the host file, then only you are able to get whatever the OData service is available or configured in that or created in that particular backend system. Okay, if you have ECC, get the ECC system details where you can connect, get the OData service, or you have a different gateway server, not a gateway service, the independent gateway server that connects to a ECC, then get the gateway server details in the host file. Okay, so very simple. Where is your OData service? Which system you have OData service created? Get that particular information for the host file. And then Orion is running. So once you double click that .exe file, it opens a command prompt and it should running. You should not close it. You have to minimize it. Okay. So make sure that is also running. Then you are good to go with Web IDE tool to start your UFI development. Very short. That's it. Let me walk through in the system about the JDKs. Okay, before that, I will show you the JDK where you can get downloaded and the Web IDE also, and then we'll get into the system. Okay, where you're able to download Java JDK 8. So just Google it, JDK 8 download. You will get this page. Then comes down, so they have little options here. What is the file size, what is the download, and what is which product it's suitable for. So ours is Windows, so come a little bit down, so all the way down. So mostly we are with x64, or if it is, if any changes, maybe based on that you have to download it. And this is Windows x64 option, so you have to download this JDK file, and this is a .exe. Once it is downloaded, automatically it's going to execute in your system. Okay, and if you don't have an administrative access, suppose if you are trying in a client system, normally you don't have to do this, so you have to better check with your concerned person, they will do it for you. Okay, and the another one is like tools.hana.ondemand.com, so the SAP development tools. So here you are able to find your SAP Web IDE versions, personal and productive. So normally we need a personal one here. So Java Cloud tools. Okay, it's development kit SAP UFI here. Just click it. And here they mention the personal edition can be used for the following purpose, and this is a productive use, so don't worry about it. So we need this options. Okay, so this is for Web IDE ABAP UI5 development. So this is for the SAP Web IDE privacy statement has been updated. So this is for SAP Web IDE. So just select this. Again, this is for 64. So select this option. It will download this. Actually, like 833 MB. It actually takes time to download as well as for the extraction process. Okay, so you have to wait for it. So once it is done, now I'll show you how it look like in my rental system. Okay, so this is my rental system. So they have the Web IDE over here. JDK anyway, it's exe file. It's automatically installed. So now I go to Web IDE. So this is, it look like this normally. Once you download, it look like this, the zip folder. You have to extract that. Once you extract, you will get the Eclipse folder. So once you double click, get into the Eclipse folder, these are the things. So you don't worry about it because this is one-time activity. Sometimes we don't have an option to do this also, so don't worry about it. So we are concentrating on mostly on the UFI development. So here this is the Orion. So you have to double click, it opens and executes actually in a command prompt. I can show you, but you might get an error because this is not the right one, because this is downloaded by someone else, because the rental system many people are using the same. Just double click, it should be there. You should not get this one, it should be there. Then you have to minimize this. Instead of closing, you have to minimize this before starting the Web IDE part. Okay, so that is the one. Once you extract and once you start it, so almost we are ready. It's like server is started, then I'm going to open my Web IDE tool. Okay, and before Web IDE tool, one more thing, we have to see the host file. So host file is the place where you have to add your database system name, not backend system name, simply the backend system name, whether it's a ECC or a gateway server, depends. If you have more than one, you have to add more than one details also. Okay, so I will show you the host file over here. Here in even the rentals also, we don't have access to modify the host file. If you have a request, we can give, they will add it for us. Okay, so I'll show you the host file. So this is the path where you can able to find the host file, the local PC and the drive, C drive. Then go to Windows, System32, drivers, etc, and you're able to find the host file. So this is edited by 2022. So meaning we are not able to edit it. They just keep this system as it's up to date or ready for using, for especially for the UI5 development. So in rental, they normally provide everything. Even if you take a Web IDE system, they will give Web IDE as well as a backend system. So you don't worry about this host file and everything, but at least you have some idea on it. So you have to edit this host file. Okay, so normally we don't over here. I will show you how it's look like and where to add your database system name as well. So it looked like this, the host file, and some information's over there, so forgot about it. And this is the one. These are like examples kind of, and this is actually a mock data because I'm not good to show their informations over here. That's what I just changed everything to dummy data over here. And the main place is this part. So here you have to add the IP address of your backend system, whichever system you feel to connect with your Web IDE tool for your UI development. Those ought to be added over here. So these informations you can get it from your business or security people. What is the IP address? What is the name on the system? And those informations. Okay. So these three are going to be added here, probably with a different format, how they are maintaining it. But the information is, this is a place you have to add your backend system. So then only you are able to connect your backend system and retrieve all your OData services. Okay. So there are some steps to be added in the OData services. Make sure that is visible in your Web IDE. That will see probably in the following videos. Okay. So this is the last place where you have to make sure everything is fine. JDK fine, download the Web IDE, extracted it, Orion is running, host file is also updated with my backend system, so I'm good to go. Okay, so the next step is you need a URL, because as I mentioned, Web IDE is going to be open in the browser, so you need a URL. It's not a double click and open a Web IDE tool. No, you need a URL, you need a browser, preferable is Chrome, and you have to open it. Okay. Let's get into that now. So this is the URL which I have received from rental provider. So this URL I have to use it. Sometimes, most of the times, the URL of Web IDE is http localhost:8080 and webid/index.html. Depends how they configure, depends on the system how they configured. So once you receive the URL for a Web IDE, just use it in your browser and it will take you to this page, and the first time you have to create a new account. Okay, it's very simple. Give your name and basic information, and you have to click next and finish. You will get an ID for you. It's just a free of one way you have to use it. And then once you're done using the same URL, you have to come and use this option to log in. Once the account is created, use this option to log in. Name SAP IDE and sign in. It's getting loaded. So once you receive this page, once you get this page, this is tips and tracks. You can use this option, don't show up on startup, and click close. You'll get this place. So this is like a SAP ABAP editor where you can start writing the code, right? So this, once you get it, so your JDK is fine, installation is fine, and your Orion is working fine, and the host, okay, host we have to check only whenever we need to connect our backend system. Other than that, everything is working fine, at least if you receive this page. Okay, so this is the step where you need to get it ready. Especially where you're going to practice, it depends on your environment, whether rental or a client system. So make sure this place is ready for you to start working on it. Okay, so once it is ready, so just have a walk through this. Right click, new project from template. Okay, so there are some existing options where you can able to do it. So mostly we are not going to create everything from scratch, like create a .js file, create a .xml file. Not like that is not necessary also. So at least a few the files to be created with some options. So always we go with project from template, and depends on the SAP Web IDE version, you have an option in the next screen, like you have list report and you have work list application, master detailed. These are having some code relevant in the sense it asks for your database system, which is your backend system, to connect. So you need to have, it's a mandatory option for this option. If you select any one of this one, okay, so list or master detail or work list, you will get just a screen like this, how it look like. Okay, so master is like left hand side, you will get all the details, kind of header, and right, if the user select right hand side, they will get some more details on it. And work list is going to be doubles, more than one screen, screen 1 and screen 2. Okay, so and then if you select, I think I clicked that here. Yeah, it's open in the bigger way, and just close it. Then if you select this one, list report application, it have a different options. It's going to be a list. Okay, so these are considered as Fiori template. So you have some template. I have list template, I have a master detail template, I have a Fiori work list template. I'm going to make use of it for my business requirement, so you can be able to use it. Okay, these are has a template, so almost is like a ALV. Most of the things are available. You have to fit your data wherever you want, how many screens you want, and everything that displays based on this design. So that is one way. And the basic information about this, three things, the SAP templates for this SAP Web IDE version is, these are needed the backend data, mandatory. So that is mandatory option, mandatory selection. You have to connect to your database table, backend system, and from there you have to connect to the specific OData service and get the data and use it here. Okay, this is one way. Another way is, as I mentioned, we are going to concentrate more on design perspective. Okay, so how you're learning a BDC, manually writing a BDC program, then creating a system creator programs. It's a huge difference. So very easily, once you learn BDC manually, it's very easy to understand the entire flow of the existing BDC also, and you can able to correct it. You always go with the standard, it's okay, but if you want to troubleshoot some issues, then it's very difficult to understand the entire program. Okay, in that way, if you want to concentrate on the design first, then we can go and get the data from the backend. Then you have to choose without template option, that is called SAP UI5 application. Okay, this doesn't provide any applications or any template for you. Okay, very basic files is available, and you have to create it your own. So I'm going to start from here. So I'm going to create a SAP UI5 application without connecting to my backend system. Okay, so select SAP UI5 application and click next. And then these are very simple. So you start with GI. It's not ZRY. You can give whatever you want. This is for always first application. Namespace is not required, is not mandatory, so you can skip or you can give. Just click next. Okay, what type of file you need? So what I want to start from XML or JavaScript, whatever it is. I'm going to start with XML. So I'm going to give an XML file for the view. I'm talking about view. Okay, so view I preferable on XML for beginning, and click next. And if you want to give a different name, you can just give a different name. Click next. And just finish. It will say it will create a project under your workspace. Okay, finish. Okay, so now under my workspace, I have a project with the expand button. Just click expand. You will get very few files by default, project.json. And if you open the web app folder, this is the folder mostly we are working on it. Every project you have a unique web app folder, so you will play around with that. And under the web app, you have a folder. Whenever there is a folder, it means it can have more than one file in it. Okay, but component, you don't have more than one. Index, you don't have more. It's not in the folder, meaning every project you have only one .html, index.html, one component.js only. Okay, and if you just open the view, the name whatever I have given, it just comes view1.view.xml. Okay, and double click, it will give some basic coding over there. It's not fully blank. And then these are the models. You have model.js file. So here also you have able to find some values, some codes over there. These are some I18N. Mostly we use this for the title kind of, mostly the what you call descriptions, the titles, everything we are using this file. Every file has its unique properties. We'll see one by one. .css mostly for style, colors, difference, everything we use .css file. In controller you have view.controller.js. If you want, you can have one more file as well. So this is a MVC design, model view controller. So you have a model here, view here, and controller over here. Okay, so just double click. Yeah, you can write whatever functions you want. So we are going to write huge code over here, but go one by one. Okay, so first thing, just select your project and execute it. At least we want to see the output, whether it's working or not, right? Because there are some basic coding, so it should work something. We'll see what is that. So okay, at least I will get a title on it. Okay, one text is available. So from where it is coming? So this is a way to understand the programming first, from where it is coming, which file they maintain it, is it called anywhere, how to call. So those things, if you start looking into that, then it's very quite easy, and moreover we have everything available in a website. So if you want to input, you have the code. If you want a button, you have the code. So don't worry about it. So now the understanding is from where this title is coming. So go to the view, it's already open. Okay, so here they mentioned title. Okay, whenever you are able to see the curly braces, it's nothing but, this is not a hard-coded value. This is nothing but a what do you call it, variable, or it's take the value from somewhere. Example, in SAP script, single quotes, I believe, for hard-coded value, and ampersand is going to get the value from the variable, right? The same way over here. So double quotes, it's a hard-coded value. So let's see how it works. So I'm going to give double quotes. Take that curly one. Okay, and you can able to see the star, meaning you are in edited mode, so you have to save it. Just save and go here, refresh. So it's come as it is. So consider this is a hard coder. System considers a hard coded one. It's not coming either in a variable or somewhere in the file. So here, if the previously they meant the curly braces is nothing but this title is getting from some other place, this, or you can say technically some other file. That file is i18n. Where is the i18n? So over here, just go to properties, and what is the field they use or variable they use? Title. So double click, go here. Yes, they used it. So I can change here. It's not double quotes. That's fine. Though this i18n.property file, it accepts as it is without double quotes. It's fine. So my first application. Let's see. This is as in start. Save it and go here. View. Save it. It's not always keep the cursor and execute. At least somewhere in your program, somewhere in your project is fine, and execute it. Or you can go and refresh my first application. So this is the way it's getting changed, but little understanding. Okay, and these are the libraries. So you have XNS MVC equals library, and you have this one SAP.m library. Every library has its own class, methods, events, properties. So we'll get into this one by one, and based on that we are going to make some changes over here. So hope this might be useful, at least for a beginning. So keep your things ready for the following videos. Mostly I'm going to start with the screen designing, because that is very important. And once you are fine with the screen designing, it's very simple to connect your OData and get the value from that data. Instead of static, get the value from the OData and put it wherever you want. Okay, thank you so much for your time, and go through this. If you have any doubt, please let me know. See you in the next video. Bye.